Hey guys, this is Matt Ramsey with the Octave Higher East Voice Studio in Austin, Texas. And this is episode 2 of Octave Higher TV, and it starts now. Guys, we're getting started with a great question of the week right now. And the question of the week comes to us from Ana Herrera and her mother Isabel. And their question revolves mostly around what is the difference between different microphones. And this is a hugely important question. Anytime you want to start a career as a singer, you really have to have a knowledge of the tools at your disposal. There's a lot of different tools, connection with the audience, stage movement, but even going to something really, really technically and literally a tool that brings us to microphones. Microphones are so important to know if you're going to make a career out of singing. Okay, so that brings us to the knowledge and understanding of your tool. Now, there's two different types of microphone. The two major types of microphone are a dynamic microphone. You've probably seen this around a whole lot. And the other is a condenser microphone. Okay, so what is the difference between a dynamic and a condenser microphone? Okay, the real difference comes in the way in which sound is processed in these two different microphones. But for your knowledge, what you need to know as a singer is where and how you're going to be using these microphones. Okay, so let's get started with the dynamic microphone. So a dynamic microphone, and this is pretty much the epitome of dynamic microphones. This is a Shure SM57, probably the most not the most powerful, but the most popular microphone in the world. And this is a dynamic microphone, and just like the name says, dynamic means it can be used a lot of different places. So this particular microphone can be used for pretty much anything. You can microphone horns, you can mic a kick drum, a snare, your voice, tons of different things. You can use it for pretty much anything. And the place where you're going to use that most of the time is probably going to be on a stage. So you're performing out someplace, and this is the microphone that they're going to have to supply you with. This or something that looks like it. Although, if they don't have a Shure SM58, or 58, pardon me, then they probably aren't worth your time. Okay, so that brings us to our second microphone, which is the condenser microphone. Okay, condenser microphones, rather than being dynamic and being able to pick up tons of different stuff, these are really good at picking up one specific thing. You're going to see this a whole lot in recording studios. You're going to record voice with it, or maybe acoustic guitar, or maybe a hi-hat or a ride cymbal on a drum set. And the reason is because these pick up everything. These are really, really good for nuance. So, another way to think about it, if we're going back to the tool analogy, is you've got a flashlight and you've got a laser, okay? So your flashlight is good at illuminating lots of different stuff, able to be, really, it's able to illuminate lots of different things. Your voice, the audience, back and forth, and maybe holding it up to somebody else to sing, this is really great for that. Condenser microphones are really just so sensitive. They're like a laser. They will just cut through everything, and they'll just focus on one little thing, and they'll pick up everything. So you want to make sure that when you're using a condenser microphone, you're in a controlled environment, and you've really just narrowed into that one particular thing that you want to record. Okay, so to get back to Anna's question, which should she use? Well, Anna wants to record music for YouTube, and she wants to put her music on YouTube and reach fans that way. So for that specific purpose, since she's not going to be on stage, and she's not going to be pointing this around at a ton of different people or different instruments that she wants to pick up, I would suggest she goes with a condenser microphone. Condenser microphones are great. They're expensive because they're so powerful. I wouldn't recommend, I can't think of one that's less than $100 that I would really recommend. I think you could probably get some good ones for around $150 to $200, but that's, totally up to you. That's how much you want to spend, what your budget is, and what you feel comfortable trying out. So I hope that this helps, and again, microphone technique is super, super important, and that begins with just understanding the different tools at your disposal. So I hope this is helpful for you. This is Matt Ramsey with Octave Higher East, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Take care. Bye.